hello, hello, hello.
Salut. Hi, I am Valencia Burton Horton, and today, the episode of Health is Wealth, I'm sharing with my daughter, as I said, she is 15. I am so excited to have her on. She has many things to share with you. Before we get started, I would like to have all of us do 30 seconds of breathing because wherever you're coming from and what you've done previously, I want to make sure that your full consciousness is here today with us. So let's do 30 seconds of breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. And this is a great meditation too. Let's get started. All right. Now, before we start, I want to acknowledge a few of the African Orishas, Oya, Oshun, Legba, as well as Yemenya. They have been very instrumental in the energy of today, and I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge them. So I'm grateful for them. Now, to get started, I want to talk about health is wealth here. And in chapter 2 of my book, I talk about well being and the importance of well being, especially in today's times. My book, Buddha International Realty Building a New Paradigm, which you can buy at Amazon.com, is in the chapter 2. Some of the things that we'll talk about today, just a little bit, I go into more depth inside of the book, okay? So, in talking about health as well, right now, one of the biggest things is transformation. Everybody is going through this time of transformation of whatever it is that you want to happen in your life. The part of you, the inner part of you that's coming to existence here, that you're allowing its expression of whatever it is that is your divine purpose. And for me, what has been very important is family. As you see, I brought my daughter, and for all of us to put in collective efforts together in everything that we're doing. Part of that and bringing that into view deals with wealth. So me and my husband sat down and had a discussion, and what we both recognized is that we had to really bring up our health to optimum wealth, right? So health is wealth is very important because it makes us able to be cognitive of opportunities that we would not have seen if our health isn't there. I have been suffering for many, many years, for the last 26 years, with anemia, which means in my earlier years, in my 20s, it was easy to deal with. I had a lot of successes, but as I aged, it got a lot worse. And what I mean by worse, it meant that it would be difficult to provide the energy that was needed in order for me to go into these other success points of transformation of what I wanted to do in my life. So recently this year, me and my husband sat down and talked because we also are inventors and we have patents. We are working on, not working, but currently we have a business or innovations where we're bringing our patents to life now to the marketplace. In doing so, I needed to have more energy because it was totally different, and this is something that people is an imagination coming to life. Well, health was very important, and my energy levels just wasn't there. And so a few months ago, about 2 months ago, it came to me, Dr. Sabi saying, the late great Dr. Sabi said, sea moss. All you need is sea moss. It has 92 minerals out of the 102 minerals that your body needs. And I've seen such a profound increase in people using sea moss. I've used sea moss before, but what I noticed is I didn't really like the powder. So I investigated a little bit more and found, of course, sea moss has the gel, which Sea moss is a plant, and the gel, sea moss gel, is the plant where it's just the plant without being extracted into powder with spring water. So to me, that was more of a holistic approach of having the full-fledged plant. So that way I can get everything that I needed out of it. So I started taking sea moss. I also intuitively heard that I should take aloe vera juice. Now, aloe vera juice, as many of you may or may not know, is a contact healer. It's mineral rich as well, vitamin C, and some other things that it has in it too. So between the two, I started taking sea moss and I started drinking aloe vera juice every morning. This has been a daily regimen. About a week ago, I had to go to the doctor for something different. And the doctor, first thing he did is he looked inside of my eyes and he said, "Hmm, your eyeballs look great." And I thought that was kind of weird, but okay. My blood work was ran, and when he came back, he said, "Your blood work looks exceptionally well. What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm taking sea moss." And he said, and drinking aloe vera juice. And he said, "Well, what is sea moss?" And I thought that was very interesting. He didn't really know what sea moss is. Some doctors don't. But he was intrigued to know what that was because they had never seen my blood work look so good. And I have been with this particular hospital pretty much all my life. To fast forward, that told me on the scientific part just how I had increased my blood levels into now, normally being anemic, I wasn't. I had already been feeling the physical effects though, because I noticed within 3 days of taking sea moss, I didn't have the fatigue that I was suffering with every time I would wake up. I couldn't get enough hours in the day to sleep, and it really was like a plague to me. I didn't like it, and it was like almost like a little suffering. But now I notice with the sea moss, I did not have the fatigue. And I noticed that within just 2 to 3 days of taking it consistently. I've been taking it regularly as a part of my lifestyle now. Another thing that I noticed, and it took me a few weeks, I wasn't having to eat consistently. One of the things that happened previous before sea moss, I was hungry all the time. And really, I started recognizing when you're hungry all the time, your cells are not nourished. So in taking the sea moss, without even any discipline, I noticed that I was only eating like once a day, and it would be at noontime. And I thought, that's very interesting. I'm not really hungry, but my productivity was better. My clarity was better. So what I'm basically saying to you, to break this down, is that health is wealth. In order for me to be able to have this new state of life where I'm transforming into what I'm doing and I can see clearly the moves to make and what to receive and how to do it, my health had to be on point. And it's not to overwork yourself, it's to make sure that your health is always good, mental and physical. Now, there's a mental thing that I started to do too, and it was 3 affirmations before I go to sleep. The first affirmation was, "I am love," because love is the highest vibration. So anything that's love is vibrating everything at its highest point. The second affirmation was that I say before I go to sleep is, "I am wealthy." The third affirmation is, "I am successful." So while I was doing this sea moss, I'm also doing these affirmations. Very funny. I literally was listening to someone. Now I'm going to show you how this really, health is wealth, really makes a difference. I was listening. My husband was driving, and he had on a lecture that was talking about AI, the benefits of AI, and the cons of AI, what could go bad and different things. While I was in the car, I was at the point where I said, I'm starting to feel a little tired, so I'm kind of zoning out into somewhat of a meditation. All of a sudden, my super consciousness, as I like to say, which is your subconscious, which rules your conscious, connects to what's being said in this lecture of this AI and how it could help something that we're doing. Now, it's not that I had to get all of it right away, but I was allowed to be seated with this information, which was opportunity, because my super consciousness and my body still had enough energy to receive this. Now it's allowed me to put this in motion for what is necessary for success and another milestone for what I am doing. If my health wasn't on point, I wouldn't even be able to hear anything because I'm tired. We respond to how we feel. We react to how we feel. So if we're at optimum health, which means we're doing less, but we're allowing our bodies to be in that natural state that they need to be in by taking supplements, by making sure we feed things into our subconscious, which actually runs our conscious day, then now you can get through those milestones. You can get through those success points. And it's very important right now because we're overloaded in this age of information with good and junk. Now, to share with you my daughter, which is why I brought her on today. She has an experience and she's 15. So this is for youth as well, of how she got into taking something to help her with her skin because, well, tell them, Isis.
Well, so basically, I was doing some research and on like what can help me with my skin, and I came across chlorophyll. I see it a
Now,
lot.
tell them what was the issue you were having with your skin.
Oh well, I had like a lot of acne,
Acne.
Sorry, I had a lot of acne. Well, it's very normal when you grow through puberty.
Yes.
But I had a lot of acne. Still have a little bit right here, but it's going away because I've been taking chlorophyll. But I had a lot of acne, and so I was looking and researching on what can help me with the acne and just little bumps around my face. So I came across chlorophyll, and I've seen a lot of teenagers take it, and it didn't take them. The responses wasn't that long, basically. It only took a few days.
The results.
Yeah, the results didn't take that long. It only took like a few days for it to kick in. Though I also, when I was doing that research, I also saw that it helps with some external stuff too, right? External?
Right, because the skin is external. So what we are looking at with the acne is she wanted to make sure that anything that she took, it not only helped her skin, but her energy, everything, because her emphasis, she goes to Oakland School for the Arts, high school, and her emphasis is performing arts. She's in theater. So with that being very important, tell them how you wanted to make sure that people emphasized your acting, not your skin.
Well, I guess, like being in a setting, especially a lot of teenagers, a lot of people would pay attention on what is on the face, except they'll find some sort of distraction, just distracting from seeing the art, I guess, if that makes sense. So, it was also bothering me too, because, little bumps annoy me. It's like sensory thing. But I was like, you know what? I want to get rid of this. I want my skin to look clean, nice, fresh. It was just something personal for me that I wanted. And that's what I did. I just looked up stuff on what things can help. And it's a good thing. I mean, I'm getting rid of the stuff on my skin, and it also helps me with my health, my external health. So it's a win-win.
Internal health.
Yeah, internal health. It's a win-win situation.
Internal. Isis, tell them about some of the milestones since you have been taking the liquid chlorophyll and how it's actually helped you, since now people aren't going, oh my God, her skin has these pimples on them, how people now want you to do other things. Tell them about something else, about the what is it called? Yeah, tell them about So we are so grateful that you shared today with us with our Health is Wealth episode, and we look forward to seeing you in our many, many more episodes to come. Bye.
Bye bye.